Queen of England and the Missing Children. Saturday, July 3, 2010. Breaking news. This weekend, protesters in Winnipeg and Toronto will confront Elizabeth Windsor, aka Queen of England, with an unanswered letter asking that she identify the fate of Aboriginal children under her care. The strange story of the Queen and the children who disappeared. Thursday, April 1, 2010, 11:08. Signed statement by survivor witness, followed by copy of letter already given to the Queen in January 2008 by residential school survivors in Canada. Statement of William Arnold Coombs. I am an interior lift spirit dancer and am 58 years old. I live in Vancouver, Canada. I am a survivor of the Kamloops and Mission Indian residential schools, both run by the Roman Catholic Church. I suffered terrible tortures there at the hands especially of Brother Murphy, who killed at least 2 children. I witnessed him throw a child off the 3-story balcony to her death. He put me on a rack and broke some of my bones in the Kamloops school basement after I tried running away. I also saw him and another priest carrying a child in the school orchard one night. In September 1964, when I was 12 years old, I was an inmate at the Kamloops school, and we were visited by the Queen of England and Prince Philip. I remember it was strange because they came by themselves. No big fanfare or nothing. But I recognized them, and the school principal told the Queen, and we all got given new clothes and good food for the first time in months the day before she arrived. The day she got to the school, I was part of a group of kids that went on a picnic with the Queen and her husband and school officials down to a meadow near Dead Man's Creek. After a while, I saw the Queen leave that picnic with 10 children from the school, and those children never returned. We never heard anything more about them and never saw them again, even when we were older. They were all from around there, but they all vanished. The group that disappeared was 7 boys and 3 girls in age from 6 to 14 years old. I don't remember their names, just an occasional first name like Cecilia, and there was an Edward. What happened was also witnessed by my friend George Adolph, who was 11 years old at the time and a student there too. February 3, 2010, Vancouver, Canada. Media advisory. Queen of England issued a letter of demand, possible lawsuit by Indian residential school survivors. Evening of Thursday, January 24, 2008. Unceded Squamish Territory, Vancouver, Canada. Elizabeth Windsor, the Queen of England, was issued a letter of demand yesterday that requires that she identify the fate and burial sites of all the children who died in Indian residential schools established under the authority of the Church of England and the British Crown. The letter was handed personally to Governor-General McCulloch by Aboriginal Elder Carol Martin at the downtown East Side Women's Center in Vancouver in the afternoon of Wednesday, January 23. Ms. Martin asked the Governor-General to deliver the letter of demand to the Queen on behalf of residential school survivors, and the Governor-General accepted the letter and assured her that she would. As a common law notice, the letter requires that the Queen comply with the request to identify the grave sites and cause of death of these children within 30 days, or face possible legal action. The buck stops at Buckingham Palace commented another Aboriginal elder and residential school survivor. The Queen and the Pope are the ones responsible for the genocide their government and churches did to my people. She has to be held accountable. She has the power to help bring our children home, finally. In recent weeks, similar letters of demand have been issued to officials of the Canadian government and the Catholic, Anglican, and United Church of Canada by residential school survivors. Karl Ratzinger, Pontiff of the Roman Catholic Church, is scheduled to be issued a similar letter of demand soon. The National Press Conference to announce the next stage in this truth campaign will be held on Monday, February 4th at 10:00 a.m. outside the Prime Minister's office at 80 Wellington Street in Ottawa. Organizer Kevin Annette Eagle Strong Voice will be present at this event. For more information, contact the friends and relatives of the disappeared. Chief Louis Daniels, Anishinaabe Nation, patron. Hidden Froze Mystery at yahoo.com. Public notice. Letter of demand from the elders and members of the friends and relatives of the disappeared. 23rd January 2000. Date. To Elizabeth Windsor, aka Queen of Great Britain. Buckingham Palace, London, England. Transmitted through the office and person of Michael Jean, Governor-General of Canada. Dear Ms. Windsor, this public letter of demand is issued to you, Elizabeth Windsor, as one who claims the title and fiduciary responsibility of Queen of Great Britain and the Commonwealth, and head of the Church of England and Canada, aka the Anglican Church. We, as the friends and relatives of tens of thousands of children who died or were murdered in Indian residential schools in Canada, established and run by your Church of England and the British Crown from 1867 to 1996, do hereby demand that you, Elizabeth Windsor, in your capacity of Queen of Great Britain and the Commonwealth, and head of the Church of England, publicly disclose the cause of death and whereabouts of the buried remains of all children who died in Indian residential schools operated by the Church of England and Canada, aka the Anglican Church. This common law notice also requires that you, Elizabeth Windsor, arrange the immediate repatriation without conditions of the remains of these persons to their holes for proper burial. This common law notice also requires that you, Elizabeth Windsor, publicly name and surrender all persons in or employed by the Government of Canada and the Anglican Church who are responsible for or complicit in these deaths and disappearances, and all documents and evidence related to the same. This common law notice also requires that you, Elizabeth Windsor, compel Canada through its Governor-General to comply with these requirements of natural justice and international law. If you, Elizabeth Windsor, fail to comply with these requirements within 30 days of you receiving this notice through the medium of the Governor-General of Canada, it will be assumed that you do not dispute these claims contained herein, and legal action may be commenced against you. Sincerely, Jeremiah Jardine, on behalf of the friends and relatives of the disappeared. Issued under the tribal land law jurisdiction of the Squamish Nation on UNC Squamish territory. Read and hear the truth of genocide in Canada, past and present, at this website, www.hiddenfrommystery.org and watch Kevin's award-winning documentary film Unrepentant on the same website. Unrepentant, Kevin Burnett and Canada's Genocide. Winner, Best Foreign Documentary Film, Los Angeles Independent Film Festival, March 2007. Best Director of a Foreign Documentary, New York Independent Film Festival, October 2006. Winner, Best Canadian Film, Creation Aboriginal Film Festival, Edmonton, 2009. Kevin is more deserving of the Nobel Peace Prize than many who have received it in the past. Dr. Noam Chomsky, Institute Professor Emeritus, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. As a long-time frontline worker with the Elders Council at the Downtown East Side Women's Center, I stand behind what Kevin Burnett is trying to do for our people. The genocide that continues today and which stemmed from the residential schools needs to be exposed. Kevin Burnett helps break the silence and brings the voice of our people all over the world. Carol Murray Martin, Spirit Tree Woman, Nesga Nation. I gave Kevin Burnett his Indian name, Eagle Strong Voice, in 2004 when I adopted him into our Anishinaabe Nation. He carries that name proudly because he is doing the job he was sent to do, to tell his people of their wrongs. He speaks strongly and with truth. He speaks for our stolen and murdered children. I ask everyone to listen to him and welcome him. Chief Louis Daniels, Whispers Wind. Elder, Turtle Clan, Anishinaabe Nation. Winnipeg, Manitoba,